We live in a world obsessed with more. More stuff, more money, more success. But here's the shocking truth. You don't need to be wealthy to live a minimalist lifestyle. In fact, owning less can actually make you richer, financially and mentally. Did you know that the average American household spends over $1,800 a year on non-essential items? That's a huge amount of money spent on things that don't even add lasting value to our lives. And while people continue to chase after more possessions, research shows that owning fewer things leads to lower stress and greater happiness. Minimalism isn't just for the rich or the trendy, it's a lifestyle anyone can embrace. In this video, we'll explore how minimalism can help you save time, money, and energy, without ever needing to be wealthy. From freeing your mind to finding true happiness, minimalism is about living more with less. Stick around to learn how you can simplify your life and make space for what truly matters. You might be surprised at how much better life can be with less stuff. Chapter 1. The Wealth Myth. Minimalism isn't about money. When most people think of minimalism, they imagine wealthy individuals with expensive, sleek homes filled with carefully curated, high-quality items. But here's the truth. Minimalism isn't reserved for the rich. In fact, minimalism is more about intentionality than it is about having a bank account full of cash. As Joshua Becker, a leading voice in the minimalist movement, puts it, minimalism is the intentional promotion of the things we most value and the removal of everything that distracts us from it. The myth that minimalism is only for the wealthy has held us back from experiencing its benefits. In reality, minimalism encourages us to focus on quality, not quantity, something that everyone, no matter their income, can embrace. Imagine cutting out the excess stuff you don't need, like an unused gym membership or a closet full of clothes you rarely wear. This not only clears physical space but also creates mental space for the things that matter most. Studies show that Americans spend over $1.2 trillion on non-essential items each year. That's a lot of money spent on things that add little value to our lives. If you stop buying things just for the sake of it, you'll notice how quickly your bank account starts to grow, even if you're not wealthy. Minimalism also doesn't mean living in a bare, cold space. It's about reducing clutter, both physical and mental, so you can focus on what truly adds value to your life. The idea that you need a lot of money to practice minimalism is simply outdated. With a shift in mindset, anyone can declutter their lives and start living more meaningfully, on any budget. In fact, by focusing less on material possessions and more on what brings you joy, you're already living a more abundant life. Studies show that people who focus on experiences over possessions tend to report higher levels of happiness. Minimalism isn't about getting rid of everything you own, it's about being intentional with the things that you keep. Chapter 2. Less is more. The real value of living with less. When you pare down your possessions, you don't just clear up space, you clear up your mind. Studies show that a cluttered environment can increase feelings of stress and anxiety. On the other hand, a minimalist space promotes calmness and productivity. Think about it. When your space is clutter-free, you can actually think more clearly and focus on what matters most. This is especially true for people living on a tight budget who often feel overwhelmed by all the distractions in their lives. One of the most striking benefits of minimalism is the freedom it brings. The fewer possessions you own, the less time you spend maintaining them. Instead of constantly tidying up or worrying about the condition of your things, you can spend more time doing things you actually love. A study by the National Association of Professional Organizers found that 54% of Americans feel overwhelmed by the clutter in their homes. Imagine the relief of cutting down on that clutter and freeing up both physical and mental space. Minimalism also has the power to improve your relationships. When you let go of things that no longer serve you, you can create space for more meaningful connections. A study from the University of Minnesota found that people who declutter their homes report feeling less stressed and more connected to their loved ones. But minimalism isn't just about getting rid of stuff, it's about choosing to keep the things that truly matter. Instead of holding on to possessions out of obligation or habit, minimalists prioritize items that add real value. For example, instead of filling your home with trendy decor, you focus on things that bring joy or functionality. This doesn't require a lot of money, it just requires a shift in perspective. Think of it this way. owning fewer things means more freedom to spend your time, energy, and money on experiences that will bring you lasting happiness, not just temporary joy. Instead of shopping to fill a void, you start to seek fulfillment in moments, relationships, and personal growth. Chapter 3. Minimalism on a budget. Embrace simplicity without sacrifice. Minimalism doesn't require a fat bank account to practice. It's actually an ideal lifestyle for those on a budget. The key is shifting your mindset from buying more to investing in what truly matters. When you stop spending money on things you don't need, you'll be surprised at how much more money you have available for the things that truly bring joy. Consider this. In the US, people spend an average of $18,000 a year on non-essential goods. That's a significant amount of money that could be better spent elsewhere. By embracing a minimalist approach, you can slash your spending and put that money into something more meaningful, whether it's travel, education, or just saving for the future. A budget-friendly minimalist lifestyle also means focusing on quality over quantity. Instead of buying 5 cheap shirts that fall apart after a few washes, buy one high-quality shirt that lasts for years. This may seem like an investment up front, but in the long run, you'll save money and reduce waste. Minimalism encourages thoughtful purchases, making sure every item serves a clear purpose in your life. You can also practice minimalism in your daily routine. Instead of buying pre-packaged meals, take a little time each week to meal prep. Not only will this save you money, but it'll also help you make healthier choices. Minimalism encourages us to take a step back and think about how we're spending our time and money. By focusing on what's truly essential, you can enjoy a fulfilling life without breaking the bank. Ultimately, minimalism on a budget is about being intentional with your resources. It's not about depriving yourself but about making thoughtful choices that lead to a richer, more meaningful life. Instead of spending money on things you don't need, you can focus on creating experiences, building relationships, and developing a deeper connection with what you already have. In the end, minimalism is a lifestyle choice anyone can embrace, regardless of how much money you make. With a little thought and intention, anyone can live with less and still experience more. If you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter of simplifying your life. Chapter 4. The Freedom of Less. How minimalism saves you time, not just money. One of the most overlooked aspects of minimalism is the amount of time it can save you. We often think about minimalism in terms of money, but the real benefits go far beyond that. Owning fewer things means fewer things to clean, organize, and maintain. In fact, research by the National Association of Professional Organizers reveals that 55% of people feel overwhelmed by clutter, which impacts their productivity and time management. When you reduce your possessions, your daily tasks become easier and faster. No longer do you need to spend hours tidying up or searching for items you forgot you own. Imagine how much time you could gain simply by reducing clutter. Instead of spending your weekends cleaning, you could spend more time doing what you enjoy or working on your personal goals. Minimalism helps you prioritize your time and energy on what matters. If you're no longer distracted by endless possessions, you can focus more on experiences and relationships. This leads to a more fulfilling life, with less time spent managing things that don't add value. Time is your most valuable resource, and minimalism allows you to make the most of it. It's not just about physical objects either. Minimalism extends to your mental space as well. Less mental clutter means more mental clarity. A study from the University of California found that people who declutter their environments have better mental focus and are less stressed. When you simplify your surroundings, you free up your brain to focus on what's truly important. Furthermore, embracing minimalism can help eliminate decision fatigue. By owning fewer items, you have fewer decisions to make each day. A famous study by Princeton University found that too many choices lead to poor decision-making and increased stress. By simplifying, you make room for better, more intentional decisions. If you're enjoying this content, make sure you subscribe for more tips on how minimalism can change your life. Chapter 5. Minimalism is about intentionality. Living more with less. Minimalism is ultimately about being intentional with your life. It's not just about reducing your stuff, it's about deciding what truly serves you and removing what doesn't. As minimalism guru Marie Kondo says, the question of what you want to own is actually the question of how you want to live your life. This means that minimalism isn't just a physical process, it's a mindset shift. Being intentional with your possessions can help you live more meaningfully. When you stop accumulating things just to fill space or follow trends, you can focus on the things that bring you true happiness. Whether it's a hobby, travel, or spending quality time with loved ones, minimalism makes room for what matters most. A study by the Harvard Business Review showed that people who prioritize their time and energy on meaningful activities report a higher sense of well-being and satisfaction. Minimalism helps you make that shift. When you let go of unnecessary distractions, you can channel your resources into what truly aligns with your values. Intentionality in minimalism also means questioning your purchases. Instead of buying items out of habit or social pressure, you think carefully about each purchase. This leads to more thoughtful spending. Instead of filling your space with things that eventually lose their value, you build a home with items that add long-term meaning. Think about it. What if your possessions reflected your values and passions? Rather than having a closet full of clothes you barely wear, you could curate a collection of items that enhance your life. By becoming more intentional, you create a life that reflects who you truly are, not what society expects you to be. Minimalism gives you permission to say no to the things that don't matter, so you can say yes to what truly matters. This intentionality helps you live a life that's uniquely yours, free from the pressure to conform to consumer culture. Chapter 6. Wealth Beyond Material. Cultivating abundance with less. The concept of wealth is often tied to material possessions, but true wealth goes far beyond that. Minimalism teaches us that wealth is more about experiences, relationships, and personal growth than the things we own. A recent survey by Gallup found that 84% of people who prioritize relationships over possessions report being happier. Minimalism allows you to cultivate a different kind of abundance, one that doesn't rely on material accumulation. Instead of spending money on stuff, you can invest in experiences that build long-lasting memories. For example, instead of splurging on a new gadget, you could use that money to travel and explore the world. These experiences offer a richness that material goods simply can't match. The real beauty of minimalism is that it gives you the freedom to live with less but still feel abundant. Research from the University of California has shown that people who focus on what they have, rather than what they lack, report higher levels of contentment. When you remove the constant desire for more, you start to appreciate what you already have. Living with less can also lead to a stronger sense of community. Minimalism encourages you to invest in relationships over things. When you have fewer possessions, you can focus more on meaningful connections with others. A study by the Mayo Clinic found that people who maintain strong social relationships live longer and healthier lives. True wealth also comes from personal growth. When you simplify your life, you free up mental and emotional space to focus on self-improvement. Whether it's reading, learning a new skill, or improving your mental health, minimalism provides the foundation for personal development. By living more simply, you can invest more in the things that help you grow as a person. In the end, minimalism doesn't make you poor, it makes you rich in ways that really matter. It shows you that wealth isn't about owning more, it's about living with intention, appreciating what you already have, and focusing on the things that truly bring joy and fulfillment. Minimalism invites you to live with abundance, not by collecting things, but by cultivating a life that's truly full. Make sure to subscribe for more insights on how to live a life with less and feel richer than ever.